is waiting for us in Act 2. So hopefully don't bump into too many enemies because I definitely want to make sure that I'm staying... Oh, and as soon as I say it, there's a giant horde of enemies that pops up, but I have Corpse Explosion, which should make this kind of a breeze, honestly. It makes it really easy to take on these large groups and just get a little bit of distance, especially with that jump ability, which has 2 charges this time around, and I'm really enjoying that because it does kind of let you get a little bit more distance and not get overwhelmed as much by enemies. I also do have Bone Prison, which is also one of my favorite abilities in the game, which basically just locks a bunch of enemies into an area. You can also specialize it to make them vulnerable while they're in that area. That just makes them take a ton more damage. As you can see, I can just sort of sit back, just send out all my little bone spikes in there, raise some more skeletons from the dead, and make sure that I stay nice and healthy while they take all the damage for me. All right, so as we head up further and further into the Silvered Edgelands, you can see there's a pretty big variation of enemies too. So a lot of them will sort of like rush you and just try to deal as much damage as possible. There are also a lot of long-range enemies. So you have to adjust your strategy as you go through the world. You can also pick up all these different things that just kind of are scattered around. And I just really like the design of this place, man. I feel like every area feels really distinct. The enemies feel like they're bespoke to that specific location. So it keeps it fresh. And you can always check out around every corner to see if there's any treasures that you might have missed. So right now, I just want to make sure that I'm heading the right direction. Yeah, it looks like I got to go left over here. And as you can see, there's little containers. Some pants in there. Let's see, are they any good? Minus 53, so definitely not going to be taking those with me, but I can sell them at a vendor to get a little bit more money and then buy something that I do want to get. So it looks like we're just about getting to the questline area. So this is Eldheim. I hope I'm saying that right. Come on, we're going to miss it. What are we going to miss? Let's head on over here, and we should be able to talk to somebody that'll tell us what we need to do next. Here we go. Commander Anchi.
I'm looking for a Horadrim named Donan.
So we're looking for Donan.
At this hour, I'd wager he's in the keep.
So he's up at the keep. We gotta check with the guard at the door. Let's see, Donan, where are you at? So every time that you visit, we'll have different vendors, different sort of things that you can explore and check out, and all of them should have a waypoint, so you can fast travel between each of them. So let's check out what's up here before we head into the keep. And it looks like it's just a bridge. That was very exciting. All right, let's head into the keep and check in with Donan, see what's going on. I have an urgent message for them. Please let me in.
Keep it quick.
Perfect. All right, I don't know if they'll let my skeletons in. They do. Oh, cool. That's very, very nice of them. So we're in the Keep Great Hall, and this should be our conversation right here.
Why the rush, my boy? You know, I found
Why the rush, my boy?
tomes. Stay here, and we can go through them together.
I can take some with me.
Take some with me.
We have a visitor.
We have a visitor, yes. Hi guys, thanks for acknowledging me.
Is not over. Is there something you need?
I have a message from Lorath.
Wow. There's a name from another life. As the old men finally come down from the mountain.
With a warning. An ancient
The
evil
demon
was
Lilith.
found. The demon Lilith.
And you know this how? Did you and Lorath discover something of interest?
Perhaps this is all connected to what you saw, Father.
Yes. I was just getting...
He's like, yeah, we'll just get into that. Come on, calm down.
There was an incident at my estate.
Ooh, tell me about this incident. What's going on?
Probably best if we discuss it there. Go and have a look around for yourself. I'll meet you shortly.
All right.
And then we can talk.
So we gotta go meet Donan over at his place.
As for your request, get to Braystag. And be careful. Stay close to the
Oh, I
other knights
really
behind
hope
him.
that this guy makes it.
I will. Don't worry.
Yorin, I hope you survive. For all our sakes. Dark Omens. Okay. So, we have the next step in our quest line, which I think should allow us to head over this way. How far is it? Oh, it's actually on the outside. Okay. So we're going to have to head out over here and then check this area out. There is also a little side quest here. As you explore the world, there will be different side quests that you can take on. So we got like dungeons, we've got little, you know, different areas you can check out. There's little cellars that you can jump into. Usually those have like smaller enemies, but give you pretty nice rewards. For now, I'm just going to be staying with the main quest line, but that is actually something that I want to talk about. So Diablo 4 has an open world that's seamless. So if you're just traveling from one side of the world to the other, which is huge, by the way, it is massive. You got all these different regions that you can explore. All of this sort of happens without a loading screen. So you can just head from one side to the other, explore, check out all the cool stuff. And then if you do want to jump into a dungeon, you can always find one and then explore that area to get all the cool little items and add-ons that you can find as you adventure throughout the world. But for now, we're going to continue our Dark Omens quest line and check out what's going on here. We got a glittering ore vein. What you got for me? Iron chunks, crude diamonds. Love it. Perfect. Now, I started playing Diablo back when Diablo 2 first came out, and I gotta say, the series has come a long way in terms of graphics and quality of life updates and all these different features that just make it feel and play way better. But something that I love about Diablo 4 is it actually harkens back to that sort of art style that they had during the Diablo 2 era. It's that very like gothic, dark, like really, really gory, which is exactly the type of stuff that I'm into. And there's also a lot of, you can actually destroy environment pieces as you travel through. So if you do like little dashes and stuff, you might tear over like some camps or like a log that's fallen over, which is really cool. But for now, let's check out what's going on in this quest line. We're talking to Steward Wilfred. This guy right here. Thank you for the welcome, Steward. It's nice to see you.
Hear about the incident. Donan gave me permission to look around.
He's just like, I know what I'm doing. Come on, let me in. Let me in.
That was all he said.
I must be referring to his study.
Something unsettling transpired here.
Unsettling transpired there.
I wonder what happened. All right, it's time to put on our detective caps on and see what happened. There's nothing in this room. Looks like it's just a bedroom. What's up here? A little study area. I like it. And then it looks like there's actually a dungeon down here. In the study. What happened in the study, Donan? What happened in here? Let's interact. A large tome entitled Grimoire of Ash. The pages are filled with ancient writings of Hell's fire demons. One passage is about Azeroth, the Charred Duke. Ooh, we got some blood petals. So if you played the beta or the beginning during the Fractured Peaks, you'll know that wherever Lilith visits, she leaves behind these dark petals that sort of explain what's been going on, what her plan is to take over Sanctuary. And so we might see an interaction with her right here. Me too, man. Me too. Well, that's never a good sign. When just a random doorway appears in the middle of your study. You know when you're watching a horror movie and you're just like, somebody's taking the steps to go into the basement and you're like, don't do it! That's exactly what's going on here. But she just looks so cool. I love the design for Lilith in this game. I think she looks super imposing. She's like really tall too. So everyone that she meets, she's just like towering over.
Donan. Old. Tired. Each day a struggle.
Damn, she's roasting him.
To your own legacy.
What do you want with me?
Astaroth.
She's dead.
Astaroth cannot die.
That's something that I've always enjoyed about Blizzard cinematics as well, is just how high quality they are.
What have you done?
This feels like something out of a movie. Like the framing, like Look at this shot. Some nice over the shoulder.
You have grown so frail. I can make you the hero you were.
Oh, she's trying to tempt him with power.
Return to the darkness from whence you came. I said away!
I said away! And then she just disappears to the petals. What an exit. I wonder if that's going to come into play later. Like if there's like a sort of like corruption that she can spread just by touching people. I know just her presence is enough to make people sort of like start acting in bizarre ways and, you know, get really violent, as we saw during the opening chapter of the game. So, oh, it looks like we already are getting some action here. Getting invaded by some marauders. Oh, and some big ones too. You know, bone prison them in there. Some corpse explosions. Alright, there we go. This guy is also really cool. The bone spirit just kind of throws out a projectile spirit that just explodes and does tons of damage. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. There, check it out. Boom! That's like almost his entire health bar just in one hit. For now, I just want to get rid of these hordes of enemies, so I'm going to be doing some corpse explosions. Maybe raise some more skellies as well. There we go. Corpse explodies. Beat him up. Beat him up. Oh my, he just shattered my entire bone prison in one hit. Oh, but he's stunned though. That was some Impaler. Those do a lot of damage even from afar. So you really got to make sure that you're taking them out before they can cause too much damage. Thankfully, I do have a bunch of allies over here as well. Under the town's guard. There we go. We got another lance thrower. Not anymore. I think that's everybody. Bring my skeletons back up. Can never have too many of those. And then I also have this ability that lets me pick up little blood vessels as I go along, which actually empower my next auto attack, which is really nice. Ooh, the goatman. Ooh, Luxus is calling him out. He's like, yeah, I know you talked to her. Explain yourself.
I don't fully understand how.
This isn't the first time I'm getting these visions, which is true. The first time we got those visions was in the Fractured Peaks. Right when we're starting off our mission. Now, another thing that I really like about this game is you're not really considered to be like any historical figure. That you're just like a wanderer that happened to walk by and then just decided like, I'm gonna fight these demons. I'm gonna fight for the good of Sanctuary, which I think is really cool. Like I feel like it's something where it doesn't matter who you are. You can always, stand up and do what's right and, beat up some demons, which is always something that I'm down for. So she might question them about the demon next. Villages near the Druids. Ooh, we're gonna go talk to some Druids.
They must have seen her.
Beautiful. And we hit level 20, which should allow us to get another cool ability over here. I'm wondering if I want to do something like Corpse Tendrils, or if I want to do something more like buffing my bone spirits, because I mean, as we saw during the last fight, it's doing numbers. Brings us about 20 extra damage. It also adds some modifiers, which is nice. So I think I'm gonna go for an upgrade on my bone spirit. Also brings us ever closer to these next rank of abilities, which I'm very excited about. Okay, so let's get the waypoint so we can fast travel. And let's check out our map to see where we're going next. So we can always go right here, Act 2. Oh, we're going way up north to Skosglen. I believe this is the swampland, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm gonna just figure out what this side quest is all about. Okay, so we need healing supplies. So we gotta find an alchemist. Where is that? It's actually on the way, so we can actually go ahead and do that. Beautiful. Knock out a couple birds with one stone. And just the environment is so cool. Like the fact that as you walk around, it just randomly starts raining. Just makes it feel like the world just feels really lived in, which I love. Some gauntlets, some extra gold. I love gold. But yeah, so right now we're in the phase where we're trying to track down Lilith. We're trying to figure out what she's doing by sort of taking on all these visions and seeing what's going on. It's, poor guys, you just sort of, as you're walking around, you'll see little bodies that just were not able to make it. And you get cool enemies like this guy, oh, and he did exactly what his name. Just want to make sure that I'm going in the right pathway for this side quest, if you can. Around Sanctuary way faster. I'm gonna just talk to all these side quests as well. Why are you here?
But
Sanctuary is dangerous these days. Yeah, no kidding. All right. And so if I go over here, I just gotta search for. There we go. This is the alchemist person. All right, so we're talking to the alchemist. Looks like that just completed the quest. Beautiful. And that gives me one of these guys, a little cache, which basically just gives you a bunch of different resources that you can use. So let's see if we can actually find a little world event as we're on our way to this next quest line. I'll probably head this way. Check out some more of these environments as well. Okay, so we just left the town, but actually before we keep going, we do have a special message from Beyond the Veil. So we actually have a little demon here that has been sort of giving us a little communication for what's going on in Hell. So let's check in with our demon correspondent to see what they have to say.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to this launch day Let's Play featuring Diablo 4. If you want to play along, make sure to download Diablo 4, available now. Lilith has returned to Sanctuary and is vying for complete control of the world. It's up to you to fight against her forces and bring Sanctuary back to the light.
Thanks, demon. All right, now let's get back to Sanctuary. So, we're heading out of town right now. I believe this is actually all walled in, but we should be able to get around the city walls by going down this path. Beautiful. Oh, we can talk to you. You can cut me loose. You can piss right off. All right, man. I just want to say hello. So, yeah, we're still heading in the right direction, and we're in the fetid farmlands. Another thing that's cool is it sort of gives you little bonuses just for exploring new areas. So the game really just like, the game really wants you to explore, find out all the little tidbits that you can, check out all these new environments. Oh, and we got a big old group of friends over here that are not so friendly. But, ease. Throw my little bone spirit in there, it explodes. Corpse explosions. My skeletons are burning fast, actually. I gotta get some more of them.
I need more time.
Thankfully, I have a lot of corpses to grab from. I keep running out of essence, but more hits. Beautiful. Planned mauler. Easy peasy. Make sure that all my skeletons are up. We can actually check out, let's check out this decrepit cellar. These little loading screens just look so cool, man. The art really adds to the environment. And there's all these bloody piles that just give you gold, different items. But this is the main cheese. Ooh, a lot of enemies here. Go! Lancers are real annoying.
I need more essence.
Go. One more impaler, and there we go. Beautiful. Easy peasy. Oh, because we got a cursed chest. Just a couple more enemies and then we should be able to open it up. Let's do some hailers. All these hailers. We got a gold marauder over here. And the big guy. There we go, he's down. We got a couple more fallen to take care of. Some succubi. Oh, whoa, that's a big boy. The nightmare repressor is no joke. Make more skeletons. Give me more skeletons. There we go. Now it's cool. I also have a pretty good variety between skeleton warriors and the skeleton sorcerers. So it gives me a nice balance between some ranged offensiveness. Offensiveness? Is that a word? Offensive abilities. And also just people that are frontline. Because that's something that's always good to have, especially if you're a ranged role like me, like a Necromancer. You want to make sure that you are avoiding as much damage as possible because you are relatively squishy, which makes it really easy to get yourself in a situation where you don't want to be. Let's check out the inventory one more time, see if we have any upgrades. Ooh, trail guide boots. And some new gauntlets. I like it. I do like the rare items, but it's hard to argue against the stats right now. Yeah, looks like that's just about it. Beautiful. So let's head out from the cellar. And I really want to do a world event. What's cool is there's a ton of different types as well. You can do ones where, the main objective is to stand on pressure plates while there's waves of enemies coming towards you. There's ones where you have to defeat enemies that are actually being protected by channeling ads. So you kind of have to split your attention between killing the big guy and also killing the small people that are sort of keeping him in an invulnerable state. There's a lot of different options. Oh, and there's cows. And there's cows. You love to see the cows, man. It's if you're a longtime Diablo fan, you know. You thrice damned wardstones didn't do much, Druid. Ooh, Corey sent me. He's worried about you.
Can't believe
Damn, throwing some shade at Corey.
Has a family. I had to throw the loafer out of the house months ago because he refused.
This man is not having a good time. Though honestly, I feel like nobody really is currently. Sanctuary is not in a good spot, guys. That's why we came along, just sort of try to help it out. But there's a lot to be done.
Fifth attack this moon.
That was the 5th attack this moon.
Not sure how many more we can survive.
Not sure how many more we can survive.
That druid over there brought some wardstones.
So if you're after some honest work, I can use a hand with them. Sure, I'll help you out.
Pay you, of course, but keep
Bound to
it
be more of
down.
those things. Yeah, I'll help you out. Let's see what we gotta do. So we have some druid ward stones. And do we just have to place them? Let's find out. There we go. So we'll place the first one. Of course, as soon as we do, the one thing that they're supposed to keep away pop up. So just my luck, but it's okay. We got the skellies to take on these goat men, defeat them. I think there's 2 more we gotta do. Bone spirit. Make sure all the enemies are aggroed on me. Now in Diablo 2, I was mainly a paladin player. So it's really cool to be able to sort of branch out and try out different classes. And what's cool is you can actually do up to 10 different characters within one account for Diablo 4. So if you do want to sort of like try out something different, maybe you've really become an expert at a Necromancer or a Rogue or whatever it might be that you tried out first, you can always jump in and try out a different class and see if you like it. Ooh, and as you can see up here, there's a red ring popping up just next to us, which is one of those world events So right after I'm done with the side quest, I'll check that out and see what's in store for us here. Can I place this before I get attacked? Yes! Just barely. Beautiful.
Lack the required essence.
Now, I really like Bone Spirit, especially with this modifier that I got where it actually replenishes your essence, with your spirit, right after you use it. So it makes it so it becomes a lot less punishing to use it, because Bone Spirit does use your entire essence pool. So it can get tricky, but right now all I really have to do is just wait for the cooldown to pop back up, and I can go ahead and use it again, like so. And with that, you saw the guy just jumped up and he was done. Gone. Corpse explosions. God, it makes it so satisfying to just wipe out all these waves of enemies. Let's do some corpse explosions, erase some skellies from the dead, and we're good to go. Now the world does also become more difficult as you level up. So, like I was saying, if you want to take on acts 1, 2, or 3, you can do them in whatever order you want, and the world actually scales based on your individual level. So no matter what, it's not going to feel too overwhelming. It'll definitely give you a challenge, but it's not going to feel like, you know, you can't do anything about it. Ooh, the world event actually despawned right as I got in here, which is kind of a bummer, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this quest line, and then we can head further north to see if we can find a different world event.
I need more time.
Make sure all my skellies are full health. There we go. I actually really like these warding totems. I think they look pretty nice. On top of being practical, it's good decor. It adds to the ambiance. I love seeing all my skellies running around me. Makes me feel like a true leader in this world. Here we go, so we'll talk to this guy. Let's see how good his magic works.
Me, I prefer a more direct deterrent. Even goatmen.
Prefer more deterrent. Even goatmen can understand.
The damned beasts have moved into the pits of the
Ooh, big ugly brute of a thing named Blackhorn. I like that name a lot.
Thing named Blackhorn. Mounting them.
Alright, so we just finished this quest line, and I've picked up quite a bit of loot. I got some cash. I got a Master's Rake. This is not usable by my class, which is a little bit of a bummer. Same thing for this one. But we did get some other items. Looks like none of them actually bring me up in stats, but it was good to check, and we can always head back to a town and then actually sell them. So let's do that right now, actually. So we can travel back here. And we're here to Carragher? Carragher? And I do love these loading screens. I think the art really exemplifies the sort of tone of this world. It's pretty dark. It's definitely not a happy place to be in, but hopefully, you know, as we go around, explore, we can make it just a little bit better. I'm gonna sell all these blue items, and I'm actually, for all these rare ones, I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in a storage area, which should be, do we have a storage here? Dig, the horn, with a Corman, occultist. Looks like there isn't one, so I'll actually just sell them. It's fine. This is
simple.
Here we go. Sell them, and now we got tons of money. We're 152K, so we are sitting pretty with our bank account right now. So heading right back. That's something that I've always loved about the Diablo series, is you can actually use portals to go between towns. So even if you're out in the field, you pop back into the town, do your all your selling, and then you can pop right back to where you were. So we're still on the way over here to the Encroaching Shadows. If I see a dungeon, I might just jump in, just because I do want to upgrade my loot just a little bit. As you can see, I got pretty decent stats in terms of you know, being level 20. So we got some like mid 200s level power items. And then same thing for amulets and rings. Rings are actually a little bit lower than what I would normally like. They are sort of about 50 points behind our armor sets, but those are a little bit harder to come by, at least in my experience. So if we do get something, that's going to be really special because it'll make it all very well worth it. Got some Blood Clan Maulers here. Take them out. I don't want to see them. And the Arachnid Horrors, I think, are some of the coolest enemy types that have been introduced. We saw a lot of them in that initial area of the Fractured Peaks. Ooh, and I got a totem. Hold on, I want to check out this totem. That's for Druid. So if I end up making a Druid character, ooh, I see a world event. Let's go. Let's check this place out. What type did we get? Ooh, Insatiable Hunger. So we gotta defeat the possessed enemy before it can finish its channeling. Now there are a lot of ads here, so hopefully I can defeat them. And he does have marauders that are approaching him. I think that's what's giving it power. The Devourer of Souls. Get some corpse explosions going. Make sure we get rid of all these enemies. And we do only have about 50 seconds to defeat this enemy, so it might be a little bit tricky with just me here, but I think we can maybe make it happen. Just gotta get some more corpse explosions. I think that's the secret to victory. There are a ton of enemies though. This is gonna be tricky. Oh, just barely dodged out in time. I accidentally hit my bat button. That's okay.
I'm not ready yet.
Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, that's a big one. But I should be able to do a bow prison here, keep him in place. So many ads here. It's making it really difficult to keep track. Come on. We do have some more channelers. Here we go. Got one more big guy. Come on. Let's get him out of here. I need more skellies. All my skeletons are defeated. And now it's all just defeating our Devourer of Souls. I'm really loving this this Bone Spirit ability. Doing a ton of work here. Cooldown is a little bit higher than I would like, but I mean it's so worth it if you just see the damage that's being output. It is so nice. And that is a world event done and dusted. Ooh, and we got some nice gold items, some rare items. Let's check out what we got. Ooh, a rare amulet, exactly what I was looking for. That's a big jump. We went from just around the 200 mark to 270, so that is a big upgrade. And that is, can I equip it to one of these? Yes, I can. I'll replace probably the Imp Blaze. I think that's more worth it. It's a bigger power jump. And you can actually insert gems into all these different sockets. If you can see right now, this amulet has an empty socket, so does this Armageddon wheel. So we can equip something like this Crude Sapphire to it. We can put it on our rare pants. And what's cool is you can actually get different abilities or different bonuses depending on what you attach it to. So if you throw it on a weapon, this gives you extra critical strike. Armor gives you damage reduction while fortified. Jewelry gives you cold resistance. That's not really something that I've been dealing with too much, so I'm actually going to save that for later. But yeah, that's a world event, guys, and it's really fun to sort of just like be exploring and then find things like that. It makes it really interesting, keeps the world really engaging. Plus, it gives you a nice little challenge if you feel like you want something that's going to get your heartbeat racing, get you a little bit more excitement. You can always jump into one of those, check it out, get some cool loot, and then if it's not for you, you can always sell it and get some extra money, which is always a good thing. Now, I can definitely feel the enemies are getting tougher as we travel to the northeast, but before we keep going, let's check in with our demon correspondent to see how they're doing.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to this launch day Let's Play featuring Diablo 4. If you want to play along, make sure to download Diablo 4 Available now. You're making pretty good progress in defending Sanctuary, but you've got a long way to go before you can face Lilith. Good luck, Wanderer.
Thanks, Demon. Yeah, let's get back to Sanctuary. Now, I'm taking what you're saying to heart, Demon, and I do think that I have a long way to go before I can face Lilith. So I think I'm actually going to try to find a... Let's do a dungeon. I think I really need a couple... let's get some more leveling done. I'm almost level 21, which means that once I hit it, I'll be 2 away from being able to get that next sort of setup of different abilities. So I'm really excited to check those out because that is... I believe the ultimate ability ones, which are going to give me a huge power boost. I'm thinking I want to do the Bone Storm one because it just gives me a little bit extra shielding, plus it does damage in an area around me. So if I ever do get surrounded by, any enemies that are starting to get a little bit overwhelming, I can always pop that and make sure that I'm staying nice and healthy. In the meantime, let me make sure I'm going the right way. Yep. I'm just going this way, and I'm going to check out these barracks. I believe that's what it is. It's the Core Dragon Barracks, which is a nice little dungeon that I actually haven't explored yet. So it should be giving me some cool items, or at least some EXP to make sure that I stay topped off and in a good spot. Almost there.
I'm not ready yet.
There's another world event. Do we do the world event? I think we do. I think it's hard to come across a world event and be like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Like, come on, we always have time for a world event. It's always a fun time. Let's do it. Jumping in, let me make sure all my skellies are up and running. Beautiful. And here we go. This is defiled ground. So we gotta slay the channelers to disrupt their bloody ritual. Go. Oh, we got a couple too many enemies around. Cannot actually hit the main target until I take on these guys. Okay, there we go. We hit level 21, which is cool because it actually does a little shockwave that just clears a bunch of enemies for us. Let us take on a little bit more damage for this effigy. Got some more shamans. Take these guys out. Throw out my bone spirit. Corpses explode because why not? When you're able to, it'd be a shame not to use our abilities of corpse explosion. Almost done with this frozen effigy. There we go. Oh, and there's actually another set of enemies inside. I need some skellies. I am sitting by myself out here, and that is never a good position to be in. It's always good to have friends, especially when you're playing Diablo, which is really I know I'm playing by myself right now, so it sounds a little sad, but playing with friends actually makes this a lot more bearable, I would say. Like especially with large groups of enemies, sometimes you can feel really overwhelmed if you're playing solo. So having different groups of friends that, especially if they're playing different roles, can really sort of diversify the way that you're taking on these different challenges, and can make it a lot more fun and engaging. Because if you don't like frontlining, then Necromancer might not be the class for you. But I like doing DPS from a distance, so it's definitely what I want to take on. But a lot of my friends like being that tanky frontline, so it fits our place a little bit better. Ooh, and we got some really good drops for this one. So we got the Odd Vein, which gives us plus 51 modifier on our damage. So I'm definitely going to be equipping that. Attacks per second. It's a slow weapon, so not ideal, but we do get plus 10 life on kill. So that's pretty nice. I'm going to take it. We got the Magistrate Torturer. I love the name of this. Really cool. Resistance to all elements. It is just slightly worse than what we currently have, so I'm not going to be equipping it at this time, but it's good to know that we have it. And then we got something for a Druid, so I can't take advantage of it, but if I have a friend that pops in, might just be able to drop it for him and make sure that their equipment is up to snuff for the enemies that we're taking on. And again, these different areas sort of level with you, so it makes it really accessible if you want to just explore, check out the world, and sort of see what's going on. it won't feel like it's too overwhelming, but it'll still provide a pretty decent challenge regardless of what level you are. Now, there are some areas that do have a level floor, so you want to be careful with those since they can kind of catch you off guard. That's usually reserved for like the stuff that, you know, is a little bit more advanced in the game, stuff that you wouldn't necessarily be exploring unless you have, you know, those higher levels. But, you know, it kind of adds a little diversity. You can always try to take him on at lower levels and see how you do, because at the end of the day, it's all about your skill. You know, your leveling helps out a lot. Don't get me wrong. It'll make it a lot easier to take him on. But if you have the right equipment, if you have the right skills, if you have the right game sense, you should be able to take him on regardless. Now, we are getting close to this dungeon. There's a lot of bats, so that's always a good omen. Let's check it out. What's going on in here? Got some ghouls. Car Dragon Barracks. Let's see what's going on in here. You can revive other players by clicking on their spirits and they can rejoin the fight immediately. That's really useful, especially when you're taking on big bosses with groups of friends. Because that way you don't have to run back to the fight. You can just pop right back in. You're ready to go. Already getting some horror enemies in here. So we got this chest. More skeletons, empower the ones that I already have. Got some grave dust. Now, these little circling rays add quite a bit of a challenge, especially if you're if you're like me and you like to stay static when you're spellcasting. To make it a little tricky, you want to make sure that you're avoiding that death ray, because otherwise you're not gonna have a good time. It's gonna take a lot of health out of you. Now I'm looking for a gate control. I think there might be something over here. Oh. And this over here is a dead end. More gold, and I do have a new ability. Let's check out what I can do. So I am 3 away from these ultimate abilities, so I am going to keep buffing my Bone Spirit. And I think I actually also have a Book of the Dead upgrade. So I'm actually going to buff my Skirmishers, I think. I can raise 1 additional one, don't mind if I do. So now all of my Skirmishers should be just a little bit stronger, since we'll have an extra buddy to help them out. And just look at them all dogpiling on the one enemy. It makes it so easy. Ooh. Some skeletons in here. Some horrors. Skelly, boom. Easy peasy. And look at my posse over here. We got like a skeleton boy band going on. I like it. Now, I could have opted into getting the shield-bearing skeletons, but I do like the idea of just having more. More is always good, in my opinion, because it kind of gives me a little bit more leeway to, you know, be able to have a front line. It's, like I was saying, especially as a Necromancer, you're not always able to soak up as much damage as enemies can provide. So being able to just sort of be like, hey, you skellies, go, engage, fight, makes it really easy for me to just sort of sit back and just free fire to make sure that I'm staying nice and healthy. Just like that. See, and then if they ever go down, you just go ahead and raise them back up, and we are good to go. Ooh, we got a gold scythe. I'm very excited to check that out. I got this corpse bow. This revenant's almost down. Bone prison didn't quite catch him on it, which is a bit of a bummer, but this Bone Spirit does quick work. Very quick work. All my skellies again. Boom, easy peasy. We are getting some journal pages in here. Wondering what that's all about. What sort of storyline happened here. Now these are barracks that I believe, if I was looking at the description of the dungeon correctly, so these were, you know, one of those barracks where, you know, soldiers were training, but they became corrupted by some sort of evil spirit. So I believe that was one of the enemies I just defeated, one of those big guys that can teleport. And here we go. Yeah, it's looks like it's a vampire style setup in here. Ooh. Gotta get out of that death ray, otherwise I'm gonna be having a lot of damage being soaked by me, which is not what I want. But it's also kind of tricky because it does affect all my. Oh, I'm being held in place there. It does affect my skeletons as well, so it makes it a little bit harder to keep those that front line up for me. I do this gate control. That should be. Yep, that is one of the ones that I had to do, as you can see down here. So now we have to find one more. Oh, there we go. That's my blood mage or something. He's down now, and that should make the death rays disappear. Oh, there we go. There we go. Beautiful. Now we just gotta find that other control, and then we should be able to get to the end of this dungeon. I wonder what kind of loot is at the end. Now, if you're just joining us, right now I am running a Necromancer. I like to diversify the skills that I use. A lot of people will go for specifically like a Blood Necromancer, a Bone Necromancer. I like to sort of switch it up. Darkness Necromancer. I kind of like to have a different variety of abilities just so we can keep it interesting. A lot of the synergizing abilities like just naturally happen in this game, which is nice. So no matter what, you'll have a build that works really well, regardless of if you choose to specialize in one individual category, or if you like to just be like me and have a variety of different abilities. Basic wand. Ooh, a sword. I really want to check these out. Whenever we get rare items, it's always an exciting time. Ooh, beautiful. And this, it's still a slow weapon, so it doesn't change too much from what I have. But it does give me a nice damage output boost and a plus 82 armor. Guys, we're getting to be real powerful here. We're in mid 400s at level 21. We're no joke. We're hitting hard. It's a good time to be Loxus here in Sanctuary, and it's a good time to see what's at the end of this dungeon. The barracks gate has been opened. And there are some stairs to go down. Let's see what's going on in the basement. All my skellies come with me, of course. I've only got 4, so I should be able to just kill some ghouls, bring some extra up, and then I'll also have some mages at my disposal to deal some damage at a distance.
Lack the required essence.
I do keep forgetting that that Bone Spirit takes away all my essence. I do have a modifier that gives me extra essence after a while, which is nice. But on first use, it just kind of like takes up all of my my equivalent of mana, essentially. So it's nice to have that modifier that just gives it back to me after 4 seconds of being used. We are getting close to the ending here. These guys. Get rid of those waves of enemies. That's some ghouls. Let's work with the ghouls. I love how many different pathways there are to explore in all these dungeons too. It makes it really, it makes it really engaging. Even after you've sort of explored what you think is, the main area, there's always like these little branching out spots where you can, find new enemies. Maybe there's a chest in there that you didn't realize was available to you. So it always makes it really interesting. And there's these little shrines as well that give you different bonuses. This is, the Storm's Fury. This is one of my favorite ones because it kind of just lets you jump around and deal tons of damage to enemies. You can see right here, just boom, wave after wave after wave with ease. Especially for these smaller enemies, it makes it so satisfying because you just kind of jump, boom, all gone. Jump, boom, all gone. They only last for a certain amount of time though, so be wary of that. Don't jump into you know, a big boss fight with it about to time out, because if it does, it's not gonna be a good time. Now, looks like our next objective in this dungeon is taking out these blood boils. 5 of them, so it shouldn't be too difficult. 1 down, 4 more to go. We got some big, some flesh meisters over here. So. Hit him with my bone spirit. Just so much damage. I love it. And that's not even my ultimate ability, which is really exciting. I can't wait to see what Bone Storm does, because that's gonna feel real nice. Especially if I'm able to stick around and sort of be close to the area where my enemies are. It's gonna make quick work of them. Skeleton Mage's type. Hold on, I unlocked a new Skeleton Mage type. Hold on, that sounds really fun. Shadows. Doing modded shadow damage. I like that there's enemies all around me and I'm just ignoring them. Additional Shadow Bolt. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's do it. Let's upgrade our Skeleton Mages. And I do also have a new ability. So I might go back and just make my spear a little bit more powerful. Maybe I'll do my auto attacks, actually, my hemorrhage. Yeah, I'll power up my hemorrhage just to have a little bit more passive damage. We are really close to getting that ultimate ability set, though. I'm hoping we can in time. That'll be real cool if we can. Ooh, we got another blood boil in here. I knew we were going the right direction. I love these rooms with like really small enemies, because they're just like, every time that you do a corpse explosion, it kind of just gives you an ability to do more. Like you kill one enemy and it's like, oh hey, it drops a corpse for you to be able to explode immediately after. It feels really satisfying, which is one of the reasons I was so excited to play Necro in Diablo 4, because it feels like really powerful, while also having, you know, you don't feel like invincible, right? Like it's not like every room that you walk into, you know, you're just gonna decimate everybody. But if you play it right, if you get that spacing, it definitely you're right below that that skill ceiling, which is nice. Ooh, got a Revenant that broke down the door. He was real excited to get to fighting. Skip over him. Boom. Get some explosions. Easy peasy. But yeah, it makes you feel really powerful without feeling like you're overpowered and like it's just a breeze. Like there definitely is still a challenge every time you walk into a room. You can't just like ignore everybody and, you know. Especially with bosses like this. The Tainted Revenant is stuns you in place, makes you take a ton of damage, and it still has that little like bile explosion. So, you know, it's a challenge, but we're definitely up for it. Here we go. Just want to check my map to make sure that I've explored all possible options on this end. I have. Beautiful. Pretty sure I took on everything in this area, so I should just be able to keep going down in this direction. There are a lot of ghouls. Be gone, ghouls. Get out of here. You ghoul away, if you will. Oh, this guy's no joke. I did a bone spear that did like no damage to him. Oh, and he has his own like skeletal or spirit warrior. Get my skellies back up. Make sure I stay outside of those little rings before they explode. Sledgemaster Rurik, or Siegemaster. Didn't mean to misrank you. Brimstone Sword, I'm really excited to see what this is. Bring back all my skellies, get my health pots all the way back up. Ooh, Blood Tendrils, love it. Angry Root Wand, I want to see, where is it? Where's the one that we just picked up? Odd Vein, this is what I had before. Sword. Master's Gash. Okay, that's fine. None of them actually give us stat bonuses, so I'm going to keep the current setup that I have. So, Bone Spirit in here. It's just the amount of AoE damage that you can do just with that one ability is kind of nuts. Like, see, just like that, Blood Boil is gone. Took me, what, 3 seconds to do it? Bone Spirit, definitely something that I recommend speccing into if you're playing Necromancer. Makes you feel real powerful. At the end of the day, that's, I think, the main thing that I really enjoy out of Diablo is just feeling super powerful taking on these dungeons. Not to mention defeating Lilith, which I feel like I'm getting ever closer to being able to take her on. I'm definitely nowhere near it at level 21, but once it gets closer to the end of the game, which I'm a long way from, it's definitely gonna be an exciting time. But definitely will not be as easy as clearing out these rooms. Since she'll be able to jump out a lot more than these guys can. Being able to lock her down is not going to be easy. I love the feeling when you're in a room and it's just like corpses all over the place that you can just explode constantly. Yes, there we go. Beautiful. Got another really good spot. So I do have one more Blood Boil to find. I'm thinking it might be up here. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like this is the last unexplored area of the dungeon. And there are enemies here, so I've definitely not taken it on yet. What's up, guys? Bye, guys. I'll necessarily take care of that guy. Meanwhile, I'll just explode. We got some more items. Ooh, and there's the Blood Boil I was looking for. Here we go. Corpse explosion. Corpse explosion. Corpse explosion. Boom! 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 We have another Meister here in the Bone Prison. And just like that, the dungeon is complete. Even though we still have one more enemy to defeat. Boom! Easy peasy. And we have some Apprentice's Wands as well. It's always nice to grab on some extra items. You can always sell them if they're not exactly what you need. Like I was saying, like you can always just explore more rooms. Even after the dungeon's done, there's still enemies to defeat. There's still experience to be farmed. I want it all. Give me all of the items. And another chest. I hope we get some good items out of this one. Let's see. Ooh, Highland Trousers. And rare ones at that. Beautiful. I'm gonna drop this item here. Plus 54. See, if we hadn't explored this extra room, we would have never known. And there's more enemies still. I love it. There's so much to explore, so much to see. Some armors to take off the rack. Some pants to leave on the ground. Some gold to pick up. I love gold. Ooh, Blast Wave. This one's really cool. It kind of does like a little gathering storm, as you can see, and then you just go boop, and just pops everything around you. So for this one, the strat is you just get in between all these groups of enemies and just let them have it, dude. There is no mercy here. With that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we explored the entirety of the dungeon, and what's cool is you can just leave. You open up a little portal, you don't have to walk all the way back. Easy peasy. So we just finished the barracks dungeon and we got a lot of really cool items and armor sets. I cannot wait to keep exploring Sanctuary and keep fighting against Lilith's forces, which they're actually attacking my skeletons right now.
Thankfully, we can all dive into the seamless open world of Diablo 4, available now.
Thank you all so much for joining me, and for everything else Diablo, keep it locked to IGN.